Releasing more mascots? That's not just good, that's great! Here's a look at the Jada Toys Kellogg's Frosted Flakes Tony the Tiger. Bring the iconic mascot of breakfast champions to your collection with the Kellogg's Frosted Flakes Tony the Tiger 1/12 scale action figure by Jada Toys. This highly detailed collectible captures the larger-than-life personality of Tony the Tiger, the beloved cereal icon who has been inspiring generations with his great attitude and unstoppable energy. All right, Tony, let's show them that you're a tiger and show them what you can do. I guess before we show what he can do, let's take the tape measure and see how tall the figure stands. I have really been looking forward to getting the Tony the Tiger mascot, having already collected the Count Chocula, Frankenberry, and Boo Berry, which I would have loved to be able to bring in to compare them, obviously, because they're all cereal mascots, but I had put them away in storage. No. So I'll be bringing in another mascot, not linked to cereals, but linked to cats. You probably already know who that is. In the meantime, though, as promised, the tape measure is going to tell us that Tony the Tiger is going to stand at about 6 3/4 inches in height, translating to a figure that's 16.5 centimeters tall. Can't imagine this guy's ever sat down for breakfast cereal, unless, though, his bowl is made of shredded cheddar. Still, though, he knows a little something about what it's like to be a cat, so here's the Frosted Flakes Tony the Tiger, along with the Cheetos Chester Cheetah. Everybody, look at the lay of the land and all the accessories that come included with Tony the Tiger. First, a little bit of brand messaging, if you don't mind. This is, after all, the thing that keeps the electricity going at the Tiger household. The figure does come included with a box of Frosted Flakes. I mean, it looks just like a box of Frosted Flakes, just a little bit smaller. Down to the fact that even they put the spines on there as well, nutritional information. I mean, good luck even finding any nutritional information, even printed on the box or actually in a bowl of Frosted Flakes. On the back, though, it looks like Tony the Tiger is surfing. I thought cats really didn't like water, but apparently Tony the Tiger is fine just to take out a surfboard. The thing about the box, though, is I do like that they included it. He does technically come included with as well a hand to hold it. My one real issue, though, with this is that the hand grip is smaller than the box. Haven't not yet done this, I would certainly recommend heating this first with hot water before you move further doing what I'm doing right now. This sits in his hand, but it sits so awkwardly. And you're probably asking yourself, well, humbled reviewer, magic storyteller, why wouldn't you have taken the liberty of first heating this up so you didn't have to suffer through all this? I suffer so that you don't have to. Why I also did bring this to your attention as well is the first time I didn't choose to heat this, it's now worn away the paint on the inside of his hand. So cautionary measures, please. Heat this, though, up in hot water first. Then you'll have the much easier time of getting the Frosted Flakes into his hand. He holds it, but he would hold it oh so much more nicer if you would actually take the time, spend the time to heat the hands first. Let's put that off to the side. The figure does also come include, speaking of Frosted Flakes, not only does he come with a bowl of Frosted Flakes, but he also comes with a spoon to serve that. I don't know if it's just me, though, by adding this clear finish on the top and painting it the wet-like look that it has now, does it not look less like Frosted Flakes and it looks more like a big bowl of mac and cheese? Chester Cheetah's like, wait a minute, did you just say mac and cheese? Yeah, I don't know. I think it looks a little less resembling that of Frosted Flakes. It certainly looks a lot more like just a big thing of... Not that I would be disputing. I'd be fine to... I'd be openly fine to eating like a big bowl of mac and cheese, although that's a pretty big bowl. I can imagine that that's going to sit well later. But yeah, the actual spoon is removable technically. It also can be turned, so you can get it just in the right position. You're probably wondering, though, can he hold the Frosted Flake bowl? Yes, he can, actually. If you look at the bottom of the bowl, there's a hole. Now, the figure does actually come included with two hands that have pegs. Well, that's not true. One finger has a peg, if you want to really be more exact. The other palm has the peg right there. So you basically just take yourself the bowl of Frosted Flakes and you just plug it onto the peg. That's all that's really required. You want to make sure, though, you don't lose the illusion. Make sure it's all the way on there. And then basically you're just going to take the figure's hands, which I kind of find ironic that he has a closed fist, but he doesn't really have a mere flip to that. Like, there's no other hands that he has. Like, just if you wanted to decide to display Tony the Tiger not holding anything, not doing anything, he doesn't really have hands for just not doing anything. Doing something, though, at least. Let's go ahead and just take his hands off. We're going to go ahead and... I did do this at the beginning of the review. You're just going to attach the hand by peg. And now he's got the bowl of Frosted Flakes in one hand. And, of course, he has the pointing hand in the other. They're great. They are great. I loved Frosted Flakes as a kid. But if you want to go ahead and just take the hand off the other side, just just like that. Take the spoon of Frosted Flakes and plug it in just like that. So now it looks like Tony the Tiger actually, I don't know if he's actually eating these things himself. He probably just can't stand the taste of Frosted Flakes, but he's like, hey, try some, kids. Buy my box of cereal. It's just over there. Well, make sure, though, you heat your hands first before you... No, don't heat your hands. Your hands are fine. Your hands have give. Plastic hands, though, that's a different story altogether. Anyways, though, you can display the figure like that if you so choose. The other options available for hands before we look at the basketball. Wait, he does come included with the basketball? Yeah. He does have a thumbs up, and he also comes included with just a regular pointing hand. He does technically also have, where's the other hand? Right here. He has the same pointing hand, so it doesn't look like it's different at all, other than this one just has the peg on the end. And you're asking, what's that peg for? Well, you already gave it away. You said you had to come included with a basketball. Yeah, the figure does also have a basketball, as we've certainly seen in some of the commercials. There's a hole on the bottom of that, and already knowing what he does with the bowl of cereal, you already know that this just attaches onto the peg like that. So now you can spin the ball, giving you at least the illusion that he's spinning the ball. What they actually smartly chose to include was actually just spinning effects. So basically this just goes over top of the basketball. I mean, you can really choose whereabouts you want to have that on the ball. But the crucial thing to include is just making sure at least it looks like he's actually spinning it. That's pretty cool. Again, if you wanted to, you just go ahead and take the hand that has the spoon, just detach it from his forearm, take the hand that has the basketball. Don't worry, that thing's going to fall off. It falls off a lot. And then that just plugs in place, just like that. And now you can have Tony the Tiger looking like he's spinning the basketball. I'm looking around right now. I think I've actually dropped that on the floor. Biscuits. Gonna have to come back to that a little bit later. So yeah, there's a couple of different options available when it comes to displaying Tony the Tiger, outside of just defaulting them with the regular tiger hands. I think really when it comes to displaying the figure, I'm likely just going to go back to the idea of the bowl of cereal, whether it does actually look like Frosted Flakes or not. Let's move everything, though, out of the way. I'm going to have to come back and find that thing in a second. Anyways, we're going to take the basketball off right now. Maybe what we'll also do, too, is we'll just remove the bowl. Makes things, when it comes to rotating the figures parts around, a little bit more easier. This just doesn't look right. Hold on a second. Let's just replace the hand first. There we go. Getting a closer look at Tony the Tiger's face. Like, though, Chester Cheetah we've already had a look at, the one thing that the two figures have in common outside of being felines is that they also have real whiskers. Not that they actually plucked these from a cat's face. Meow! That probably would hurt quite a lot. But they actually have added these little wires for whiskers. I think that's really cool. Head sculpt, though, certainly does look like Tony the Tiger. I think it's fun also that they actually added a fabric. What would that be, like a handkerchief? Not a handkerchief, scarf. Scarf? It's going to come to me. Somebody's going to tell me down below in the comments. I'm drawing an absolute blank. I now keep thinking about mac and cheese. No, it's going to come to me. Anyways, he does have this done in all fabric. You can actually see here that it does say right on the top there. It's a little harder to make out. Does it say family? I think it says family. No, it says tiger. Stupid idiot. I like that they actually included that. That's fun that they actually chose not to do that in plastic, rather doing it in fabric. Face looks painted really well. Of course, you got the stripes down the sides of his arms. I think the orange, for the most part, looks pretty good. There are a few little areas, like I can't help but think like the hands aren't really quite the same color as like the forearms, but I think like the orange is still pretty close. That they would have then gone in there and painted the palms look good there. Like the paint generally is well handled. I don't have really any issues whatsoever. Funny though enough, he also has lighter areas here on the back of his body. He also has it down below here in his behind. I don't know why they choose those two places not to have additional orange. It almost does kind of look like wear marks, like the guy's been sitting down a lot, which would be next to impossible just by the way his body is built. But surprisingly though, this area here and down below, especially in his tush, everybody look at the tiger tush, is a lighter color of orange. Not really sure why. The figure does, by the way, have tail articulation, so you can make use of that certainly as well if you want. For the figure's articulation, by the way, Tony the Tiger's head is going to be on a ball joint. Despite having this in the way, which really it isn't, the figure easily can still rotate his head up, down. Technically, you could turn it all the way around. We'll want to be, though, careful as you're turning it, because that's going to also turn this around as well. Up and down, like I said, back and forth as well. The arms rotate all the way around, no issues there. You can take Tony the Tiger's arms, and you can also hinge them out. Now, I've noticed already, getting this guy out of the box, his arms, shoulders, at least, were really tight. I haven't actually heated these up. That would probably have been a smart part of my part. Smart thing to do on my part. But yeah, the figure does have overly tight shoulders, so you just want to be careful there. Like right now, I'm noticing, yeah, that joint is really, really tight. Just before we actually beeline it over to the turntable, I'm going to go in there and heat that up with a hairdryer because I don't want that to break. There we go. Bicep is on a swivel, so that's nice to see. The figure does also have a double hinge on the elbow. Again, tight joints there. And whatever hands you want to use for Tony the Tiger, they rotate all the way around and hinge back and forth. For his torso, Tony the Tiger, look how much this guy can do. I mean, he's got energy after all. The sugar and all the other ingredients they add to Frosted Flakes gives this guy the fuel he needs. Don't be eating Frosted Flakes on a regular basis. Upper torso is on a good ball joint, so you can rotate it fully there. The waist is on a swivel, so yeah, you can turn it back and forth or turn him back and forth that way. And then he's got these tiny, tiny little tiger legs, which, by the way, are actually on ball joints. So you can hinge those legs out. You can move them forward and back. There is no leg swivel, but I mean, again, like, look how long his legs are anyways. He does, however, have a knee bend. The knee bend does give a little bit of extra allowances when it comes to what you can do with his legs. And of course, his pads underneath, there's some ankle pivot. You can rock them back and forth that way. And I know I said this already, the figure does also have tail articulation. There's a hinge joint right there where you can bend the tail and you can rotate it all the way around. Tony the Tiger, man oh man, what a nice looking figure he is. Again, like when it comes to displaying the figure, it's entirely up to you. I'm still going to have to find that spiraling effect piece. It's on the floor, as it always is. I think likely, though, I'm still going to not display him with the basketball, even though I'm probably going to be looking at that at the end of this review. I think, if anything, I'm going to be bringing back in the bowl of mac and cheese. Does it not look like a mac and cheese, big bowl of mac and cheese? And he also comes, of course, with a spoon. That likely would be the way I'm going to be displaying the figure, and then maybe, if anything, put the box of cereal next to him. For those that, again, are looking to pick up this figure, just, again, be careful. This hand certainly would recommend high on your priority list. Heat this up, though, with hot water. I always really kind of say, like, Jada Toys does really good plastic when it comes to their figures. Sort of that works against Tony the Tiger. The plastic is that good quality, but it's the kind of plastic that is unforgiving. So, again, to get the box of cereal into his hand, you can see, like, there's not much to really work with when it comes to leeway. Heat the hand, though, first in hot water, or again, run the hairdryer a few passes with that, because you don't really want to have these marks on his fingers. I still think it's going to happen no matter what, because just the friction of having plastic running against the fingers of the plastic, no matter what you're going to do, no matter how you try to avoid it, I think those wear marks are still going to end up happening. Tony the Tiger, though, is a nice looking figure. I really kind of wish, though, I could have had the opportunity to bring my cereal mascots in, having already, again, looked at Count Chocula, Frankenberry. I don't think they did anyone else other than Boo Berry. Those top three. Fruity Yummy Mummy, also Fruit Brute. I wonder if we're ever going to be getting versions of those as well. But yeah, if you're a big fan of collecting cereal mascots, Tony the Tiger certainly is a must-have to add to your collection. I found it. The little swooshing effect, sure enough, was on the floor. I also found the name for the thing that goes around Tony the Tiger's head. It was a bandana. People, I'm sure, frantically tell me down below, you stupid idiot, it's a bandana. No need to name call now. One thing I will say about Tony the Tiger, and this could be just being a biased 80s kid, I loved Tony the Tiger as a kid. I love him as a figure now. I mean, one thing as a kid, though, you could go down the breakfast cereal aisle and it would be hard-pressed to find anything that was generally good for you. You had oatmeal, yeah. I mean, oatmeal, I'm sure, was finer. Cream of wheat. Anybody really remember cream of wheat? And there was always that puffs of wheat. Buying big bags of frosted wheat about the size of a kid. Thing about Frosted Flakes, though, Frosted Flakes was delicious as long as you added the milk and you ate it right away. The little cereal barrier that it had of sugar frosting was the only thing that was keeping those cereal bits from becoming a mushy mess. The moment that sugar barrier was gone, forget about it. If you walked away, first of all, as a kid, you would know you would never walk away from a bowl of Frosted Flakes. If you went to go to the washroom or you wanted to go change the channel for the TV, because back then you'd have to walk up to the TV to change the channel, just know, though, you were coming back on borrowed time. The moment that sugar barrier was protecting the cereal was gone, so was the chance of enjoying a bowl of Frosted Flakes. What do you guys think of Tony the Tiger? Let me know down below in the comments section. Have you guys at all been also collecting the Jada Toys cereal mascot figures? Again, we have Count Chocula, Boo Berry, Frankenberry. I'm wondering if we're going to be getting any other cereal mascots. I mean, I think they've also got planned Toucan Sam, Come Follow My Nose. Good time to be a kid was growing up in the 80s. I mean, we didn't have the healthiest things to be eating, but from a mascot standpoint, there were tons to go around. But what do you guys think of the figure? Let me know down below. If you guys also did enjoy this video, hey now, you can do it a solid and throw it a like. You guys want to stick around for more so? I hope so. Hit the subscribe, turn on the bell so you can get the reminders from YouTube. Yeah, every single time a new video posts. And I can also tell you too, the Magic Storyteller, that there are in fact more videos going to be coming your way for the rest of this week. So hoping you're coming back for those. As always, thanks for watching. See you guys next time.